Hello everybody, this is emmavoid, and welcome back once again to my Let's Play of Kentucky Route Zero. Last we left off, we had finished Act 1, and now we are going to go ahead and do the first intermission, which, starts us off someplace completely unfamiliar. So what's this? Wall text, limits and demonstrations, a Lula Chamberlain retrospective, marking the first major public showcase of her work in over 20 years. This retrospective exhibition of work by pioneering installation artist Lula Chamberlain comprises a diagonal slice through time, place, and form. The pieces on display here were individually debuted over a period of 35 years, designed in Chamberlain's various homes and studios between her beloved Mexico City and her native Elizabethtown. They represent a range of scale and impact, from the intimate warmth of vertex texture fetch to the infamous visage, the latter of which requires a vertical clearance of over 30 feet. Yet these works share a confounding legacy. In each of their debut exhibitions, they were nearly impossible to install. Galleries and museums balked at the scale, power requirements, and highly skilled labor involved in maintaining these works for display. Some of their debuts collapsed under the weight of logistics, only to be successfully executed much later. And so, just as they described the outer limits of Chamberlain's range as an installation artist, the geographical edges and vertices of her itinerant home life, and the beginning and end of her distinguished career, the works on display here also trace the extremes of our capabilities and the frontiers of our patience as both viewers and exhibitors. Are we capable of viewing these works as they were meant to be viewed? Do we even want to be? Interesting. Title card, Basement Puzzle Number 2, Artist, Sunset and Horse, 1976, Plaster and Wire. Emily. What do you think she means by puzzle? Yeah, weird. I guess it's something you can solve? They must be symbols. Artist, sunset, horse. Or it's an anagram. Or like a code. Maybe it's not just a puzzle, but it's about a puzzle. Maybe it's a puzzle, but there's no right answer. That is kinda sad. Title card, overdubbed Nam-Chun Paik installation in the style of Edward Packer, 1965, 73, 80, magnetic tape, handheld tape playback head, speaker system, voice of the artist, and computer synthesized speech. Oh, I read about this one. It's interactive. How does it work? It's a bunch of old tape, and you run this tape playback head along it, and just listen to the recordings, I guess? Let's try it out. I think you start in the middle. As Bob drags the playback head along the tape, a woman's voice issues unsteadily from the speakers. We start in the middle. Donald and Joseph are in the hallway. I am in an office. The walls are lined with filing cabinets. A few drawers hang open. The door is ajar. A massive computer looms in the corner. There are some punched cards on the floor. A synthetic voice recording, spliced awkwardly into the tape, lists out options in monotone. To examine cards, rotate 30 degrees and advance 7 inches. To leave room, rotate 17 degrees and advance 4 inches. To activate computer, rotate 200 degrees and advance 15 inches. Then I guess we'll examine the cards. Bob moves the playback head to another strip of tape. Encoded in the holes punched through these cards is a first draft of the poetic subsystem. I can't read punched cards by sight. Donald can, I think. Anyway, this version was pretty underwhelming. To leave the room, rotate 17 degrees, advance 4 inches. To activate computer, rotate 200 degrees, advance 15 inches. Maybe the computer, I guess. So loud. I love it. I am now holding 2 punched cards. On one of them, Joseph has scribbled a note. Caves. The other is blank. To insert caves card, rotate 11 degrees, advance 2 inches. To insert blank card, rotate 95 degrees and advance 14 inches. Well, caves sounds like it might have something to do with, what we've actually seen in the first act. So we're on a dirt trail in the park. Or, well, it's not really a trail. It's a trail. It's more like a tendency. There tend to be fewer plants here on the path we've been walking. Now, we're walking at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to mossy rock as the ground sinks into darkness. Joseph and Donald are following a rope down into the cave. They have computer equipment tied to their backs. So do I. To enter the cave, 65 degrees left, advance 4 inches. And that's the only choice? Yeah, that's the end of that one. So, 65 degrees, 4 inches. And that's the last trip. So everything's down here now. The final resting place. Don't be so morbid. To remember a fond gesture, rotate 180 degrees and advance 23 inches. To regret a harsh word, rotate 12 degrees and advance 6 inches. I guess remember. It's morning now. I'm in the car. I'm driving to work. This is the last recording I'll make on this tape, and then I'll drop it in the mail tomorrow, and then who knows. I've been recording onto this tape for 15 years, I think. A lot of other things happened. So, here's a story. When I met Donald and Joseph, they were both students, and I was in a band performing on campus. They came to my show, and then we met at some bar and had a few drinks together. Joseph wanted to impress me, so he stole a metal cocktail tumbler and gave it to me. We got kicked out, wandered drunkenly until morning, and finally ended up at a diner. And now I use the tumbler to store extra pens on my desk. So, I'm almost out of tape. I guess I'll just let it run out while I drive. No instructions? No, that's the end of this tape strip. I don't think we ever reached this long one at the top here. Is it cheating to skip over there? I won't tell a soul. Bob moves the playback strip to another strip of tape. Think of our work, our research. You'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back. We'll go deeper, that's all. They'll never find us. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you, but not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop. Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damned cave. Joseph is right, we can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down to 0. Aha! You'll be lost forever. But we need your voice for the machine. Lula, it only recognizes your voice. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damned machine does with it. Oh. Huh. I think we can leave that one at that. Oh. Visage, 1984, unknown media. What is that made of? It's a mystery. Looks like ribbon, bandages. Oh, have you seen The Invisible Man? It's slice a visage to build a visage, a puzzle to its owner. What? It's a poem I read. I think it was written by a computer. I think it's lovely. That's pretty interesting. Vertex texture fetch. Tree, television, and suspended cathode ray tube. 1968. Found materials. The picture on the TV. What is that? It's a lighthouse? No, it's a weather vane. Or a windmill or something. Is it a lighthouse? Spinning coin, suspended, correcting for angular motion, 1976, found materials. It feels so strangely alive. Yeah, like it's about to fall over. You mean the whole thing's about to fall over? Yeah, kind of anxious, right? I feel like we startled it, and now there's this uncomfortable pause. I feel really drawn to it, but it just makes me nervous. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I guess I'm ready to go. Yeah, this show is exhausting. Right. Well, that was neat. Act 2! Letter. Attention Lula Chamberlain, read your application. Thank you for your application to the Gaston Trust for Imagined Architecture's annual fellowship. We received a record number of applications this year, over 100 in total, and regrettably can award only one fellowship position per year. As you know, review process includes a multi-phase blind committee analysis of portfolio submissions, as well as a careful review by a panel of subject matter experts on each applicant's notability and relevance in the field. We must be extremely selective in our process so as to maintain the standards we have established over our 35 years in operation. Our panel did not select your application. We encourage you to consider reapplying next year. Many young artists and architects reapply for a few successive years before being accepted. Sincerely, Dr. Carl Stone Norden, Architect, Gaston Trust for Imagined Architecture. Below printed text is a hastily handwritten note. Sorry for the condescending form letter. Love your work. Unfortunately, I just do the mail here. Your observant, Robert. Lula folds the letter up and puts it in her handbag. And opens a folder on her desk labeled Proposals. She sorts through documents, all printed on a fading letterhead reading Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Proposal 1, Site, Hospital, Proposed Use, Auto Dealership. Proposal 2, Site, Distillery, Proposed Use, Graveyard. Site, Basketball Court, Proposed Use, Kennel. I guess maybe proposal number 3. Basketball court abandoned due to hazardous increase in stray dog population, already full of dogs. Yeah, sure. Endorse that, I guess. Hospital to auto dealership, distillery to graveyard. Alright, hospital closed due to repeated sanitation violations. Auto dealership sanitation requirements comparatively lax. Small operating rooms could be repurposed into offices. Large cubicle-style administrative offices could be repurposed into showrooms. Nah, let's oppose that one. Huh. Rick clears his throat. Busy? How are you, Rick? I shouldn't complain. So, did you get my note? About the office party. I'm going stag. Oh yeah, I didn't mean... Hey, I'm probably not going anyway. Lots to do, you know. A lot of new drafts, so... So, how did your application go? I was in the mailroom and I saw you got a letter back. Sorry, I don't mean to pry, I just saw. It's fine, Rick. I'm not going anywhere. How's your goldfish? So, that's her. She's the one who that art installation was about. Act 2, Scene 1. In the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. She are... Oh, no, no. Where are we all of a sudden? Got a good rest in the truck. Yeah, I know you love a drive. The wind in your ears. Yeah, I saw you back there, Blue. Didn't we just pass this place? I don't think the Zero operates like the roads we're used to. I don't understand it either. So, what is this place? It looks like a cathedral. Yeah, a cathedral with an office building in it. This is weird, but do you think we're inside or outside right now? Both. Okay, very poetic. Well, maybe someone around here has a better sense of direction. End of the line? Maybe it's still under construction. Well, work seems to have stopped for the moment. Alright, well, let's see who we can find then. Is this... Can I go down here? No? No. Okay. How about over here? Nope. Like, it seems like I should be able to go down these stairs, right? Okay, maybe we need to go past the barrier. Ah, here we go. Oh. A bell. Okay, that's weird. Oh. Well, here you are. Better late than never, I guess. Just unload the whiskey over there by the elevator. I'll figure something out. Want to settle a bet? I'm actually pretty busy, but sure, what's up? Can you be both inside and outside at the same time? Wow, okay. Is that like a philosophy thing? Or are you just lost? Yeah, I guess it's a bit philosophical. Huh, okay. I wouldn't say you're dressed like a philosopher. I wouldn't say so either. Just a hobby then. I get it. I take care of the heating and cooling here and watch the front desk, but at home I do watercolors. We're supposed to have a little celebration here at the office, but the whiskey never showed up. I saw your truck and thought, but you don't really look like one of the boys from the distillery anyway. What is this place? Well, it's clear you're new to this territory. I expect you just mean to be passing through. We're looking for Dogwood Drive. Do you know where it is? Dogwood? No. You're going to need to talk to someone upstairs about that. One of the map clerks. But first we've got to get you in the system, so you'll need an appointment with one of the ingestion clerks. Now, let's see. Rick is booked proofreading drafts all afternoon, and Wanda's out on a site. Let me go make some calls and see if we have anyone free. There's some books over there in the waiting area, or just take a look around. Have you seen our grotesques? Grotesques, huh? There's TVs in that wall. Television is playing what looks like a nature documentary. A hermit crab scuttles across a beach. Its shell is an awkward shape. It must have once belonged to a different crab. This television is playing a cartoon about a bird. The cartoon bird collects pieces for its nest. A scarf, a plastic shopping bag, a bit of a young girl's hair. The nest is warm, but precariously fragile. This television is playing an instructional video on elevator design. It's crucial to maintain proper lighting in an elevator. In the absence of sight, passengers' sense of motion is greatly enhanced. The passenger should never feel as though they are physically ascending or descending. The elevator should create the illusion that the building is flat. This is the mark of a successful elevator design. Television is playing a closed-circuit security feed of a housing project. The feed switches mechanically between locations: a hallway, a disused plot of grass, a stairwell, a mailbox. This one's playing a silent video of an empty theater. A microphone sits in the middle of the stage. The lights are slightly dimmed. The speakers hum impatiently. So, their grotesques are TVs? Is this the waiting area over here? Yeah, I know you're here waiting for me, but I'm curious. Yeah, books? Alright, let's go talk to her. Oh good, I thought you'd left. People can be so impatient, we never know. Well, I have you meeting with Lula Chamberlain. She's a senior clerk and doesn't usually handle the ingestion process, but she's the only one with room on her plate this evening. My schedule says she's on the 5th floor reviewing some diagrams. The elevator's just back to the left there. 5th floor. Alright, 5th floor. So yeah. This is like an open air... Open air office space, but it's open to another building? It's really weird. Books piled on the table. Service manual for a sewage pump. Architectural plans for a bungalow. A slim collection of Japanese death haiku. An envelope is protruding from the bottom of the stack. Ooh, yes. Bureau of Secret Tourism contains several small handwritten brochures with ritualistic directions to bizarre locations. Huh. Interesting. She's on the 5th floor, right? 5th floor, diagrams and drafts. 4th, archives and records. 3rd, bears. 2nd, conference room. 1st, clerk's offices. Huh. We can see her there on the 1st floor, though. Yeah, let's go up to the 5th floor. Oh, yeah, bears. Look at that. Ooh, a record player. Greg is hard at work examining some diagrams, measuring angles with a plastic protractor, and occasionally scribbling numbers in a small leather notebook. Can I help you? Don't answer that. Are you Lula Chamberlain? No. You just missed her, actually. She was up here about an hour ago. She's probably back at her real desk now, on the 1st floor. She barely made a dent in these diagrams. Must have been distracted. Speaking of which... Okay, well, I guess we'll let you keep working. Hey, is there anything over here? Nope. Okay, so we could just go back to the 1st floor, but I kind of want to check the other floors. Okay, her office is down on the 1st floor. Okay, but bears. And I guess archives and records, but bears. I'm just gonna go to the bears. Then we'll go to the 1st floor. Besides, there isn't even anybody there on the 4th floor. It's fine. The bears just all look over at you and it's like, hi bears. Huh. Oh, that part really looks like a cathedral. Why are there bears here? Yes, 1st floor. Hello? Are you lost? Oh, we're looking for Lula Chamberlain. Oh, no, she's much too busy. Let's get some of our junior clerks to sort your paperwork first, so we don't waste any of Miss Chamberlain's time. It's a pretty straightforward process. First, you'll need to get a case number assigned. Talk to Clerk Metzstein about that. She's just over there at the end of the room. Happy to help. Okay. Hi, how are you? Fine, thanks. I just need your ingestion card and a list of your last 5 permanent addresses. Let's just skip it. Which one of you is Lula Chamberlain? Oh, sure, that's her in the cardigan. Having fun in the paperclip labyrinth. Well, you made it eventually. You look exhausted. I'd offer you my seat, but my ankles are turning on me. Arthritis? Dr. Truman says my joints are eroding one another. They've been collaborating for decades. It's only natural they want to kill each other now. Well, enough about my hateful wrists and ankles. This concrete bunker of an office is just a waypoint for you, I'm sure. Where is it you're trying to go? We're looking for 5 Dogwood Drive. Dogwood Drive? That's funny. Do you know, I used to live on a Dogwood Drive. This was years ago. Grimy old house, basement full of insects, attic full of birds. I had a few roommates. We all worked at the university. I had a dog, I drank whiskey and beer and made sculptures. But that Dogwood was a surface road. With a name like that, it would have to be. What are you doing on the Zero? My cousin, Weaver, sent us this way. Your cousin Weaver? Weaver Marquez? I hadn't expected to hear from her again. What does that mean? We used to exchange short emails, just these terse descriptions of things we saw throughout the day. It was sort of a joke between us, but they stopped. I assumed she'd found something better to do with her time. I hope she wasn't in trouble. I lost touch with her so suddenly. I had recommended she go see some old friends of mine at the university about a new acoustic surveying venture. I often worry she became wrapped up in some tenured professor's chaotic research project. You know the type. Gray-haired, intellectual, narcissistic. Well, that is. I guess she sent you here because she respected me. Thought I could help. Leave is her dear girl, but I'm afraid you've been misled. Excuse me. Get over yourself. Well, I guess that's fair. Alright, maybe I can help you. For Weaver. The Dogwood Drive I lived on is now called Pale Dogwood Drive. They've renamed all the streets, you see. Too many streets with the same names. It was never a problem before, but now we have these databases and it's all too confusing for the computer. The computer has no sense of ambiguity, so it proclaims an error. Name collisions, they call them. So my Dogwood Drive is Pale Dogwood Drive, and another might be Large-Leafed Dogwood Drive, or Himalayan Flowering Dogwood Drive, and so on. But one of them is still just Dogwood Drive, or so we might hope. It's really a matter of consulting records, of which we have an abundance here. Where's the computer? Computer? Oh, that's all handled off-site. We write up a formal request for analysis, provide the necessary data, and then send the whole thing out by courier. So, first you'll need the data. I expect you'll find the road name change log up in Archives and Records. 4th floor. It'll be filed under O for autonyms, probably, or G for generic, or maybe S for specific, depending on which part of the street name was changed. That's awful. Okay. Archives and Records, 4th floor. Near, I thought we wouldn't have to come to this one. Damn, this place is a mess. Okay. Take a look through that logbook, I guess. Maybe there's some kind of system to all these boxes. I'll just start digging. The logbook has a smart leather cover. A few notes are scribbled on the inside covers. Most pages are just lists of titles, names, and dates. Oh, God. Inside front cover. Document staff. Please do not transfer any more records from the storage unit until we get the new file cabinets in. We're up to F, and that's all we'll have to do for now. Instruct clerks to focus on activities beginning with letters A, B, C, D, E, or F, or activities most likely to involve research on subjects beginning with those letters. For example, cars is okay because it involves automotive, driving, brakes, etc., but air quality is not okay because it relates to health, safety, pollution, etc. That is awful. Oh, page 1. Documents relating to sporting competition venues quickly checked out and back in over a period of a few days. Basketball courts, baseball fields, alleys, and parking lots. Single set of documents related to coal mining operations checked out and back in by several different people within a few hours. Failing antique shops folder missing. Listed checked in on page 63 but not present. Check in failing antique shops Monday 3 p.m. Signee Ed Bohm. Nothing? Me neither. Half these boxes aren't even labeled, and the rest are all from the first few letters of the alphabet. I couldn't find anything with an O or a G or an S. Maybe that clerk knows somewhere else we can look? Can we just look at one labeled D for dogwood? I mean, it's not likely, but... Oh, I know what this is. We're in hell. This is bureaucracy hell. I gotcha. Okay. We'll just continue on then. No idea why there are so many bears in hell. But, whatever. Nothing. That's unfortunate. Well, they must still be in transit. You see, we've only moved into this new venue somewhat recently, and it's all a bit in progress. This was a cathedral not so long ago, can you believe it? And then the Bureau reclaimed it. The old congregation has been directed to one of our storage facilities for their activity. That's where you'll find the street name records, I expect, at the church. Mary Ann at reception can give you directions. Just come back here when you have the files, and we'll begin the necessary paperwork to have the information analyzed. Oh, and while you're out on the road, you might want to stop and see Dr. Truman about your leg. He's a specialist regarding ailments of the joints and limbs, and I know he works at night. His home office is in a small neighborhood on the east edge of Bowling Green. Here's his card. Do stop and see him. That leg is a miserable sight. Take care of each other. Huh. Okay. Have I mentioned before that this game is weird? Because this game is weird. Oops. No, that's where we already are. That was dumb. No, stop. Get back in. Get back in the elevator. Why are there 2 buttons for the elevator? Why do I keep pressing the right button, even if it doesn't matter? Get what you need. Be straight with me. What is this place? Just another office, lady. Just another job. But you kicked out a congregation to set up your office. I wasn't here for that, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. Still, I wouldn't judge until I'd seen everything. They've got a new church now. The Bureau set it up for them out of some of their old storage space. I'm sure it's very nice. Go see it for yourself. Just get back on the Zero and drive until you hit the crystal, and then turn around. It'll make sense once you get on the road. You can handle it. Okay, this is weird. I guess now it's time to drive. Right. Keep on going until you get to the crystal. Which direction? I don't know. Alright, field notes. Shannon's workshop, storage facility. Find the crystal, turn around. Bureau of Secret Tourism. Esoteric excursions for the intrepid and curious. All directions start from the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. River tunnels. Series of arterials excavated by runoff from an underground river which long ago evaporated. Now the tangled vessel of maroon echoes. Drive clockwise until you reach the feather. Pause for a moment to consider the cave walls. Reverse direction and drive counterclockwise until you hit the birdhouse. Now turn around again and you're almost upon it. To return, simply find the feather again and turn around. Dymaxion Gallery. Mislaid futures abandoned on lonely highways as American industrial design shifted its gaze to the intangible. Drive counterclockwise toward the TV. When you reach the TV, drive clockwise to the antenna. Turn around again and head just past the barn. To return to the Bureau, find the TV again and again turn around. Mineral springs radiate with vigor and sweat youth from the pores of the cave walls, sweet dampness evaporating on the recollecting on the ruddy faces of rejuvenated bathers. Drive clockwise to the feather, come back to the talon, turn again, and there you are. Oh man, this is... Oh, and a phone number. This place is confusing as heck. Oh, and there's a sleep button? Huh. Hey, you're looking kinda tired there, old man. Want me to take the wheel for a bit? Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Huh. Okay. This is really weird. Ah, the crystal. The pipe organ. The staircase. Okay, so this is definitely different from what we saw before. The projector. The bell. The tree. Sprocket. This is so weird. Okay. Find the crystal, turn around. That's all it said. Oh, self-storage. That's... We were at the right place before. Shoot. That was silly of me. And these aren't the same places that we passed by before, so... Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'm gonna just keep going and see if we can stumble back on the crystal. Whee! Ah, here we go. Okay, and the place we were after we woke up was the self-storage, which is what we were looking for. I gotcha. So basically, if you sleep, you can have her take you to the right place, so you don't have to search for it yourself. That's kind of neat. St. Thomas Church. Random access self-storage. Is that it? Over there? I don't see any congregation. Maybe it's after hours. Let's see what the janitor knows, I guess. Oh, here for the night mass? What kind of mass is it? Tonight it's a homily on work and need. Huh, I haven't heard this one before. Are you the preacher? Oh, I'm the janitor. I guess this must look pretty strange, a church without a congregation. When they first moved in here, man, this place was packed. They had a mass every night, 2 on Sunday. But it got a bit awkward to fit everyone in, and the numbers quickly dwindled. Once folks started to see it as a thing that was falling apart, they lost their center of gravity and just started wobbling. Then the preacher stopped coming too, but he left his old tapes. Same with the organist. And I found some old acetates in the Bureau archives, photos of people in churches, so I keep it running. You do what you have to, right? Right now, we have to find some Bureau documents. Oh, you're from the Bureau. I moved all those documents to Unit C3115 to make room for the Mass. It's down at the other end of the building. Same floor. I need to get the night Mass started, but you can borrow my keys. I'll go. You wait here. Rest your leg. You're looking kind of pale. Nice lady. Well, I'd better get this running. Presses tape on an old tape machine. Is your whole family Catholic? Oh no, we're not religious. I just watched and listened while the congregation did all their stuff, and I probably don't understand as much of it as you might think. Anyway, I know how to run the overhead projector and the tape player. At least I know enough to keep it going, right? How do you like working here? It's okay. I don't really know what else I would do. I used to play a lot of card games, you know, in high school. Some of my friends went to college, but most of them just got jobs. Maybe in a few years we'll be hanging out in bars, playing darts or something. You're not allowed to play cards in the bar, because it looks like gambling. Ugh, my leg is killing me. I bet everyone's telling you to go see a doctor. Hey, I get it. Too expensive. My dad cut his arm pretty bad on a job, and he stitched himself back up because we didn't have health insurance. But then his hand didn't work very well, and he got pretty depressed, and eventually he just sort of... Well, I guess I don't know what he should have done. Who knows, right? So, this is like a hobby? If you asked me what my hobbies were, I'd say card games, science fiction, and perspective geometry. But I run the slideshow, and I play the tapes, and I don't get paid for it. I take it pretty seriously, but nobody's telling me I should. Is that a hobby? Seems like there ought to be a more serious word for it. Okay, that's it. Next, there's some rituals that you and I aren't allowed to participate in, I don't think, and I don't remember them anyway. Hi, got it. Got what? What? I found what we came here to get. The file on street name changes. You don't look good. Let's head back to the bureau and get this straightened out. And then maybe we should go see that doctor the clerk recommended. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Jesus, are you alright? What the hell? My leg is stuck. Shit. Okay, I'm going to pull you out. We have to get you out of here. There you go. Okay. Are you hurt? Can you put any weight on that leg? This is a flashback? So, what happens if Conway says it's fine? Just try to stand up. Careful, I'm right here. Damn, don't worry, I've got you. That leg is in bad shape. Here, let's get you onto the tram. There you go. Now, let's see if this thing has power. Hey, old man, look at me. Can you hear me? What happened? I don't know. He collapsed. I think he blacked out. He was mumbling about the old mine for a minute. The old mine where we met. I think I need to see that doctor. Yes, you do. She hands Brandon the doctor's card. How do we get to this address from here? I don't know. It's pretty tricky going back and forth between, you know, here and there. The bureau's the only way I know. Some of those folks do it all the time. Commuters. Just go back the way you came. Find the crystal and then turn around. Right. So we got the card for the place, but we don't have directions there. So we pretty much have to go back to the bureau first. Oops. So is this highway called the Zero because it goes in a huge circle but always changes where you're going? Ah, here we go. Well, Act 2, Scene 3. Back so soon? Can we talk to Clerk Lula Chamberlain again? I'm afraid she left. In a big hurry, actually. Something happened with your meeting. She seemed pretty interested in my cousin, Weaver. I don't know who that is, but she did seem distressed. Well, heading back to the interstate. I can process you whenever you're ready to go back. Just let me know. We're ready to be processed. Can you tell us how to get to this address? We're looking for Dr. Truman. Of course. This is in a neighborhood just outside of Bowling Green. Get on 65 going southwest, take a right just past the observatory, just before the river. If you continue north, you'll be there shortly. Happy to help. Oh, okay. Hey! And we're back above ground again. Okay. Oops. Dr. Truman from the Marquez farm. Get on 65 going southwest. Take a right past the observatory. Okay. Southwest. Looking for an observatory. Oop, get back on there. Nope. Nope. Stop that. There we go. Nope. Oh hey, it's Equisoils again. Joseph has fallen asleep in his chair. Cool. Oops. Ah. There's the observatory. Take a right past the observatory, just before the river. So I guess that's the river. Is that? No, okay. Louisville Road. And head north. Continue north and you'll be there shortly. Ah! Dr. Truman's house, question mark? The neighborhood at the address on Lula's card has been demolished. In its place is a large museum still partially under construction. Well, I mean, let's take a look, I guess. Museum of Dwellings. Huh, we've got an umbrella. Nice. Oh yeah, he was talking to his dog. Guy was a weirdo. What did he say? Just small talk, you know, like you talk to your buddies or something. Like you talk to a dock worker. Like, damn, this is a lot of rain. I haven't seen rain like this since that storm a couple years back that took out Lisette's herb garden. I just feel bad for that old dog, getting dragged all over by a couple of drunks. An old dog like that should be sleeping on a porch somewhere. But that's loyalty for you. Well, they didn't stay long anyway. That's really weird. I heard the man and the lady talking when they first came in, but they didn't see me. What were you doing up that late? Mom lets me stay up late all the time. She said it's okay. I was just looking for frogs. What were the man and the lady talking about? The man said his leg was hurting him. They were looking for Dr. Truman, but he was already gone. But they didn't know, so they kept looking around. Okay, this is super weird. I just assumed they were from the power company. You know how they're always coming by unannounced and messing with this or that. I just shut myself up in a room to wait it out. No sense getting involved. How did they get in? It must have been one of the kids who left the front door unlocked. Something's gotta be done. They run around like animals. You know that Flora left a can of soda on top of my shelter door and I almost killed myself sipping on that sticky mess the next morning. Something's gotta be done. Okay. This is super weird. Oh. Oh! Hey, that's... okay. I was playing in that empty cabin and they came by. They asked about Dr. Truman. I know where he went, but I didn't tell them. Where did Dr. Truman go? It's a secret. Ezra told me. I can't tell anyone else. Who's Ezra? He's my age. He doesn't really live here. He's just passing through with his brother, Julian. First they're going to help us, but I can't say any more about that. We have a lot of secrets. The lady asked me about my parents, and I told them they were upstairs in the greenhouse. Do you want to hear a weird story? No, of course I do. The old man asked me about the cabin. He said it looked like another house he knew, and he wanted to know where it came from. And I told him nobody lived there, so he went inside. He took a long time exploring. When he came back out, he told me all about it. What did he find in the cabin? He went upstairs and also looked around the other rooms. I played with the dog. This is so weird. What did he do upstairs? He looked in some boxes, and he looked out the window. He could see the museum better than he was downstairs. You could tell how it was all put together, and the cabin too. You could see the shape of it better from up there. Now, the part that is weird... He said he went into the basement. That cabin doesn't have a basement. He said he found a secret door in the floor. Yes. Then he found a rope leading down a long pit, and he climbed down. The walls were covered in a glowing moss. He used the light of the moss to find a lake at the bottom of the pit. He was a good swimmer, so he found his way back to the cabin. So then he came back out of the cabin, and we said goodbye, and I didn't talk to them anymore. That is so very weird. The moment I now recall most clearly from their short visit was the birdcage exhibit. The old man stopped to rest, or maybe to think. The young woman had been anxious up to that point, but she stopped as well and examined the birdcage more closely. It seemed to elicit tenderness from her. She ran one fingernail along the bars of the wire cage, marking out a tuneless scale, like a child's xylophone. And then they moved on. That dog was in nearly as bad shape as the old man, just sort of shrugging along. They found some treats in the doghouse exhibit. That seemed to cheer them up a bit. I think you need to get some real horses in the stable. Did the strangers go in the stable? No, they just poked around a bit and talked about barns. They were pretty boring. We ought to get some real chickens in that coop. Do some homesteading. None of these folk know how to live off the land. You know what I mean? It's just a display. Another kind of dwelling. Yeah. No offense against you guys. I mean, I appreciate what all you've done for us. Huh. Sounds like the people living here are maybe not supposed to be, but are being allowed to. Oh. Well, that's a person. Sure, I talked to him for a bit. Actually, we talked for quite a while. I wasn't busy. I was happy with the company. Can't sleep in a storm like that. I never could. What did you talk about? I told him to put his umbrella away. I get great shelter right here. I had a bottle in my coat, and I could see the old guy looking at it, and his leg was hurt pretty bad, so I offered him some. He got real awkward about it. I bet he's in a program. Anyway, they were asking about Dr. Truman. I remember him. He was here for a bit, and then he left. So that's what I told them. Right then. This place is really weird. Do you know, at first I thought it might be Hudson walking up to visit. I heard him working on his boat just a bit earlier, before the storm started. But then I saw the stranger's limping gait and the young woman with him, and I knew it couldn't be. I invited them in for a glass of bourbon, which they politely declined, so I just talked to them from the porch for a bit. What did you talk about? Oh, we talked a bit about the neighborhood. I told them about Hudson and his sailboat, and the nice young couple in the greenhouse, and the charming Dr. Truman who used to live here. They were very interested in him, but of course, well, I don't know where he went. Do you know, I don't believe either of them had ever set foot on a houseboat before. I don't know that the older man had ever seen an ocean, in fact. It has always been my fondest dream to retire on a houseboat. That's why I accepted your offer and moved in here. It isn't perfect, but what home ever is? I only wish the house would sway a bit. I find that it settles my nerves. Well, if we have another storm like that last one. In fact, he had his umbrella open indoors. It wasn't leaking that badly. Yeah, I should have our umbrella open more often. And they were hollering at that empty tent you folks have on display. Hey, if you ever need someone to stay in there, I've been in worse positions. Wait, hold up. I guess they must have gone through some papers here. It was in some disarray, and a few folders were pulled out and left on the table. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I only noticed because Diana is such a stickler. She's real organized, I mean. Well, what folders were they looking at? Yeah, mostly stuff about the building site, I guess. They had a list of all the homes we relocated here, a list of original residences before we leveled the neighborhood. Well, I guess they were looking for one of the old residents. They pulled out a list of the folks who didn't take the offer. Folks moved elsewhere, but they filed that back, out of order, so I guess they didn't find what they were looking for there. Hey, while I have you here, work's kind of slowed down, and it seems like... I know you folks know what you're doing, but it seems like the residents are just kind of settling in. That's the idea. Yeah, I get that. Just, how about that roof, huh? You just write us a check and we'll finish it right up. I know you've got this museum thing going on, but you don't want to be slumlords now. Yeah, they came by and knocked on the window, and we had a bit of a talk through the glass. I would have come out, but, you know, shady characters. Did you see them poking around anywhere else? Oh, sure, they were into everything. Walking around, looking at stuff, talking to people, talking to each other. I guess that's what it's gonna be like now, living here. I heard them banging around out there, and I just stayed quiet. I don't know what they wanted. I just put my headphones on and tried to ignore them, to tell you the truth. Yeah. This place is, super weird. Oh, and I kinda wish that he could walk faster. But oh well. That was a weird thing in the background. We were working in the greenhouse, and I saw them come up in the elevator. They were lost, obviously. It was obvious. course, I saw them looking at that odd-shaped building, Sure, the rounded metal one. Yeah, that one. House of the future sort of thing. I've always thought it looked more like a grain bin. Actually, I guess it's sort of romantic. Anyway, they seemed interested in it. Tired, huddling under their umbrellas, they still stopped to examine this strange building. Can I go inside? No. Difficult to see or even hear a storm like that, but I was awake and alert, studying the week's forecast. It should even out shortly, I'd say. Did you talk to them? Yes, we had a short conversation. The young woman heard my radio cracking from the cabin and asked about it. The old man was a bit disoriented. What did she want to know about your radio? She thought she recognized the model, just from the noise it was making. I didn't even know the model myself. She told me many old radios from the period had badly designed tuning circuits, and that caused a kind of resonant feedback in certain spots in the dial. Easy to pick out if you have the ear for it. Smart young woman, and I always love to have a chat with an artisan. Well, then they had to leave. Looking for a doctor, I think. The old man was having a bad time. It was a short conversation. I gotta say, this is a really interesting way for them to be doing this section. Flora was playing down on the lower level, and he'd been having a glass of wine in the greenhouse. We ducked out of the way when he came in. After all, they were complete strangers. We didn't know them. Did you overhear them talking? Well, I heard the young woman ask her friend about his job. He's some kind of furniture collector or dealer, I think. Didn't sound like things were going well. Maybe they were looking for a buyer. Yes, definitely some kind of furniture collector or dealer. I heard him talking about antiques. Where are we? Are we inside? Yeah, we're inside the greenhouse. Yeah, that giant bird flying around in the background is, more than a little distressing. Hey, Ezra! I saw you folks drive up. I like your truck. What kind of truck is that? No, we've got a couple of them at the shop, but this is the only one that runs. Oh yeah, with a truck you gotta keep it up. That's why me and Julian don't use a truck. We just carry the houses. That sounds... Oh, hold up. Who's Julian? Julian's my brother. He's a lot bigger and stronger, and he has more feathers than me, but he's still my brother. Oh, Julian's the bird. Where do you take the houses? Me and Julian take them out of the forest every night, and then we bring them back at dawn before the museum opens. Why do you take them to the forest? This museum is an okay place to live in the daytime, but it's no good at night. Folks just can't sleep in a place like this, or when they do, it gives them nightmares. So we take them out to the forest to sleep, and then bring them back in the morning. And Dr. Truman's in the forest already? Yes, ma'am. He's out in the forest. Me and Julian took him out there a few nights ago, and he didn't want to come back. He lives there all the time now. Can you tell us how to get there? You have to follow the Green River way out east, and then hop over Lake Cumberland. The roads don't go there. But me and Julian can take you. We were just about to go anyway. I've just got to call him over. Yeah! Wow. And the umbrellas just go whoosh. Well, that was interesting. From this height, the museum looks like a blocky crater slowly filling with rain. Oh, this is super weird. Okay, hold up. So, Follow the Green River way out east and then hop over Lake Cumberland. From this angle, the building looks strange and abstract, like a pile of intersecting boxes and triangles. Flying past at this speed and angle, the farmhouse is invisible among the trees, its location only marked by Conway and Shannon's memories. Okay, so, Green River, way out east. Oh, small figure? Who's that? A tiny gray figure walks along the side of the road carrying what appears to be a guitar case, followed closely by a smaller shape. A dog? He looks tired. I wonder if that's that guitar player we found before. Oh hey, the Elkhorn Mine. A huge swing tipple looks like a small wooden lattice framing the edge of the mine entrance. Okay, no, keep following the river. Come on. Okay, here's the lake? Question mark? There's the lake. A shadowy figure drags itself out of the lake, stuffs its limbs into a smart blue suit, and trudges slackly out of view. Well, that's weird. Okay, so we went way out east, hopped over Lake... Oh, Lake Cumberland. Now that was the Green River Lake. Here we go, Lake Cumberland. Ah, and there's the forest. Act 2, Scene 5. A forest. Right. Well, I think this might be a good moment to take a break. Or, you know, to stop for the night and continue next time. So, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Be sure to come back next time and we'll continue going through Act 2 and probably finish it and start up on the next section as well. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, all that jazz. Be sure to check down in the doobly-doo for links to places where you can chat with me or throw money my way or whatever. You know, subscribe to my Patreon, stuff like that. Leave comments, stuff like that, whatever. It's cool. I like you guys. I'm glad that you watch my videos. So yeah, I'll see you all next time. Bye everybody!